Franklin County Board of County Commissioners is now in session for this regular meeting, Wednesday, January 7th. It's good to see everyone here this morning. We're going to get started. If you would, please, let's stand for the prayer and the pledge. Father, we thank you today for this day that you've given each and every one of us. In this day, help us to make the most of our time, not just for ourselves, but for you. Help us today in our wisdom and understanding, God, to be discretionary and know, Lord, things that are good, not just for today in our county, but for every tomorrow you should give us. Be with us today in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Rowan, does there need to be any amendments to the agenda, or is everything good like it's printed?
Good morning, Commissioners. Happy New Year. No, Mr. Chairman, no amendments. I will bring your attention that you have two separate bill lists. The one was from, I think it'll be dated 1/23. After your last meeting, it was discovered that some of the invoices were accidentally, clipped together, and so they had to go ahead and process those invoices. I told them to go ahead. It was part of the normal run, and that you guys would ratify those invoices.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you would ratify that bill, payment of that bill list at today's meeting. So I do ask when the motion is done, that both dates are mentioned for
Okay.
the approval of the bill list.
All right. All right. So, pleasure of the board, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it's been printed.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Sanders, second by Commissioner Croom. Any discussion, Commissioners? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. All right, now we're going to approve the minutes and pay the county's bills. And I would remind you what Mr. Morone just said, that the bills are from 12/23 and from today's date.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Sanders, second by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Mr. Morone, you said you checked before the meeting started, there were no public comment cards, correct?
No cost submitted.
All right.
No cost submitted.
All right. Commissioners, if this thing will work, I might as well. Michael, do we ever print an agenda? Because every time I try to open something on this iPad, it's wanting me to sign in again.
The printed agenda, it should
I
be.
mean, with the reports and everything. All this is it in here? Okay, never mind, it is in here.
Yeah, your reports follow the
Yeah.
agenda.
Let me cancel this. I can not worry about that. Commissioners, there was nothing of action on the Road and Bridge Department report, or, let me see if I can get back to where I was at least.
I believe he's going to be only.
Jesus, help me.
You gonna use mine? Use
Yes, I'm
mine.
sorry.
Use mine.
So, and there was nothing on Mr. Davis's report of action, or Ms. Daniels, or Mr. Polis. So if you have anything you would like to speak to them about, you can speak to them one-on-one, I guess would be the best way to handle it. But Ms. Roundtree is in the room. Ms. Whitney?
Good morning, Commissioners, and Happy New Year to y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
I look forward to working with you again another year. The only action item I have for you today is approval for the Franklin County Annual Plan of Service for the year. We do have an overall plan for the Wilderness Coast Library System that is adopted by their board, but I created one specifically for our library system that outlines our priorities and goals for the year. I've outlaid 5 priorities. Number 1 being access and accessibility. Number 2 being lifelong learning and educational programming. Number 3 being community engagement and partnerships. Number 4 being facility and infrastructure. And number 5 being organizational sustainability. I've outlined our planned actions and our evaluation and reporting at the end of the year. Did you have any questions about the plan?
Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Mr. Chair, I didn't have any questions, but I was glad to see one, because I just talked with our road department about this in mosquito control. It was under your service priorities, priority 1, and it was about signage. I'm assuming you want to update signage.
So I did apply for a grant. I won't know until probably sometime in March for an automatic door opener for East Point, and also for large high contrast signage. If we aren't awarded the grant, I would ask the board to consider funding these items for the library.
No, I thought it was a good report. Thank you for providing that with us.
Thank you. So I'm requesting your approval, and the chairman's signature. We'll upload this to our website, distribute it to all stakeholders, and it'll keep us, goal-oriented for the year.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Croom, second by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion before we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Whitney before she leaves? Hold on. I know, but do you have any questions or other concerns for Ms. Whitney while she's here? All right, Ms. Whitney, come forward.
You want to make sure you get that thing
Oh, I
signed.
understand. It's not a problem.
Yeah, this helps with applying for grants, too. They like to see this.
Thank you, Ms. Whitney.
No, we didn't get Jessica.
I'll email it right to you when I get back to the office.
Mr. Morone, is Mr. Osteen appearing?
No,
Is he-
I don't think his report had any.
It does not have any action items, no. Okay. All right, Mr. Kirschenbaum, you're up next.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Steve Kirschenbaum, Airport Manager. I just had 2 action items. I spoke to Michael a couple of weeks ago about this airport terminal grant with the FAA. It's a $1 billion national grant to improve or build airport terminal buildings. And we've been working on that with grant applications. There's not a good chance that we'd get anything. They're going to take care of the commercial terminals first. But when I spoke to the FAA principals involved, they went and told me you apply and potentially you're eligible and see what happens. So I spoke to Michael. I completed the paperwork. John Collins was away for the holiday. He just got back. I'm going to meet with him today or tomorrow, have him take a look at it and review it. And what I'm just asking for is permission for Erin to review this thing and submit it. And it's kind of a last-minute thing that came to Michael and a last-minute thing that came to me. But this time you had 3 weeks. But wondering if I could get a recommendation just to attempt to get it. I don't have a good feeling about it, but I'd like to try.
So is this, Mr. Steve, is this something that your board has voted on?
What we did, and I asked Michael this, we had a phone call from the chair to every board member to ask their position on it.
No,
And
no, you get us in trouble. That's not what happened.
All right.
What
Have
happened, we ran it through the coordinator, Tom.
Yes.
Tom contacted each of the members of the board. He's a coordinator, he's not on the board.
Yes.
He basically, and he.
He
reached
served the
out-
same position like you did?
Yes.
Yes.
And he reached out to each of them, and they responded except all for one. I will say, they have a workshop on, the AOED has a workshop on the 13th, and they are going to look at this and review it. So I would ask that if you do give them the approval to move forward, it is contingent on the review of the AOED and them supporting it at the workshop that they have on the 13th.
Okay, yeah.
that sounds a lot better than my presentation.
It's all good. I would agree with that.
Look good in orange, Steve.
All right,
You saw me go up, didn't you?
All right, see,
next time I'll talk to Michael first.
it's all good.
That, Mr. Kirschenbaum, let me tell you, that is what you call, that is a big no-no. That is polling. You cannot do that, okay?
Okay.
So that's the reason why I said, no.
Okay,
So you can't do that.
all right, well, I apologize. The second thing
Hold
was,
on. Do you want us to vote on the first thing?
oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion
good?
contingent on the AOED board's approval.
All right, so we do have a motion to approve, or to send this to the AOED board. If they approve, we approve.
Second.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have a second. The motion was made by Commissioner Amison, the second by Commissioner Crew. Commissioners, do you have any additional discussion before we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. All right, Mr. Steve.
Oh, and that'll get followed up probably next month with the job growth grant with Florida Commerce. We're going to put in probably for close to $4 million towards this hangar project and everything else. I've been working hard with Florida Commerce on a rural infrastructure grant that we have out there, and I'm hoping it's going to get approved for $2.65 million. The other thing is, we're ready to roll with Haney. Our contractor, Geoflora Group, reviewed everything, has the plans from Don, and everything looks good to move forward. The budget comes in close to $250,000. We have $250,000 from Triumph, and Erin should be on the wire. I think it's going to be part of her report too. But is she out there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm here, Steve. It was not part of my report
Okay.
yet, because I knew it was on yours.
Okay, fabulous. So we just like approval to go forward with this budget and have him get this building ready for Haney.
All right, pleasure of the board.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Amison,
I second it.
second by Commissioner Crew. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
Thank you. We are going to have a college, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to be homeless in a few weeks.
Anything else, Commissioners, for
Yeah.
Mr. Kirschenbaum?
Any questions for me? And I just had one discussion item.
Okay,
Remember that obsolete equipment that Ted had at the airport, the NDB system for years and years? It basically is a boat anchor in aviation technology, but it was county equipment, and it's like a stereo console, a couple boxes.
yeah.
Ted asked if he could have it back, and it's county equipment. I don't know how we handle that, but it's garbage.
So we'd have to go with Ms. Aaron, and that would have to come up formally on a report at a meeting to
Yeah,
consider it surplus property or
yeah.
otherwise, yeah.
It would need to be properly disposed of.
Exactly.
Commissioner, you're correct, yeah.
Yes, so we can add that to a future agenda.
Okay, all right, so that's good. And just something I left on here, I had talked to Otis about it, it's not important to do now, but I got a call from the U.S. Air Force, and there's a base in Texas that has cut back on training, and they have a tremendous amount of surplus jets, A-10s, F-16s, F-15s. If we told them we wanted one, and we have a GSA account, we could probably get one of those jets for a tourist attraction at the airport for $15,000 plus transportation to get it here. And I think as we get further along with this airport terminal, that would be a great entrance to it, a jet on a pedestal. But if we wanted to, I could try to figure out the numbers and get it sooner than later and just park it at the airport. So it's just something to think about.
Okay,
All right.
any other questions, Commissioners, concerns? Mr. Steve, thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you for everything you've done for me and the airport.
Let's take a 5-minute recess, I want to get this thing figured out.
Me too. Mama.
Franklin County Commission now back in session. Ms. Erin Griffith, we're going to you next.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have 8 action items on my report for your consideration. And just let me know if I need to pull any of them for discussion.
All right, Commissioners, do y'all want to talk about any of these individually, or you're good with approval on consent?
I just want to pull number 3. Just had a question.
Number 3, okay. All right, any others?
I get but talk about number 8 a little bit,
Okay,
the
so,
911 upgrade.
all right, so 3 and 8. If there are no others, I'd entertain a motion on consent for items 1 and 2, 4, 5, and 6, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll discuss 3 and 8.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Croom,
I second.
second by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion before we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous, 4-0. Ms. Aaron, let's talk about number 3.
Okay. All right, Commissioners. As reported during this year's budget discussions, there was a change in the 2025 statutes which allowed Franklin County to expend tourist development taxes for improvements to public facilities and eligible infrastructure projects, so long as certain conditions are met. The county governing board must approve the use for the public facilities by a vote of at least 2/3 of its membership. No more than 70% of the cost of the proposed public facilities will be paid for with tourist development tax revenues, and sources of the remaining costs are identified and confirmed by the county's governing board. And at least 40% of all tourist development tax revenues collected in the county are spent to promote and advertise tourism, and the TDC must pay for an independent professional analysis demonstrating the positive impact of the infrastructure project on tourist-related businesses in the county. Previously, the county was not authorized for Section 6 expenditures as Florida statute required a minimum collection of $10 million each year in tourist development tax proceeds for eligibility. The county's Restore SGI Stormwater Project in the commercial district of St. George Island is funding approximately $930,775 in roadway resurfacing along segments damaged by the installation of the stormwater pipes. While the contractor is on site and paving is already part of the project, the county requested the attached $577,351 change order construction quote and the corresponding $45,446 additional CEI services proposal to resurface the additional areas of the busiest thoroughfares left unpaved between the areas of the Restore project's resurfacing. You can actually see in the excerpts below, the black highlighted streets in the project excerpt is actually those that are already slated to be resurfaced because those streets are being damaged by the installation of the stormwater pipes. And then the highlighted blue segments are those included in this construction change order should you all decide to proceed, where that way it won't necessarily be kind of a mismatched commercial district. St. George Island is the county's busiest tourist destination. Tourists are the primary users of the commercial district. This project has excellent potential to move forward as the county's first Section 6 public facilities TDC funded project should the commission decide to advance for review. Board action to approve the primary use of the public facility roadway resurfacing in the commercial district of St. George Island for tourism, and authorize the chairman to sign the attached request form to advance the project along with all supporting documentation to the TDC for their approval and advancement of the project for completion of the required independent professional analysis and review.
All right, Aaron, you just answered my question. I was looking at the black that was on there, so that is the current,
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
and the blue was the new.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to.
Correct.
That's what I
And
wanted
and actually
clarification.
Gulf Beach Drive, Commissioners, there is an area of Gulf Beach Drive where a stormwater pipe was installed, near Franklin Boulevard. Gulf Beach Drive was cut. It will be patched, of course. But Gulf Beach Drive is included in an FDOT grant award that we're actually working towards. It's included in the 5-year work plan. So that was one reason why that segment was not included.
I got you. All right, I just needed clarification on those
Okay.
two things.
All right. Any other
Thank you.
questions, Commissioners?
Mr. Chair, I do have one question. That piece right there, Aaron, on West Gory Drive going back, is that going all the way back to the curb? Or is it, how far is that gonna go back to?
Oh, it is. It's going to the curb.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
just the picture kinda cut off right there, and I didn't know exactly how far that was gonna,
Yep, so it'll go right there to 3rd Street.
okay.
All right, any additional questions? All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Amison, second by Commissioner Crew. Commissioners, do y'all have any additional discussion before we vote? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's a 4-0 vote. Ms. Aaron, let's talk about number 8 for a minute.
Okay, the E911 coordinator, Renee Brandon, has submitted the attached $30,970 proposal for a necessary system upgrade for the E911 recorder. The existing server is at the end of life, and this upgrade can be paid by the county's E911 fund. So board action to approve and authorize the issuance of a purchase order for the upgrade of the existing E911 recorder system.
Now, let me ask you at the same time, because it all relates to each other. Have we heard anything from Williams Communication on the upgrade that they're supposed to be doing?
We have not. Michael, have you received any? Have you had any correspondence with them in the last couple weeks, or?
Have not, but I'll make a note right now to reach out
Make a note of that.
to them.
Okay. So this is just for the recorder for the 911 system, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Sanders, second by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. All right, Ms. Aaron, what else do we have?
All right, commissioners, for you all, wanted to invite the public and the commission to attend open house, which is scheduled for this Friday, January 9th at 11 o'clock a.m. It's an open house, and there will be a reception with light refreshments. So do hope to see everyone there. And we do expect most of the EMS staff to be there, or those that are able to attend. So, definitely come out and meet and mingle and take a look at the new building. It's a big deal for Franklin County.
Sounds good.
And let's see, there's also a board update for the Fort Coombs Armory Convention Center project. There are, unfortunately, structural repairs are needed, and that's possibly going to delay the project. During the construction process, a large crack was uncovered in the wall section of the Armory vault on the southeast corner. This crack was a serious concern to architects and was only visible after some of the interior paneling was removed during construction. Project engineers visited the building, and it was determined that it was caused by settlement of the vault's serious foundation sinking into the ground. As it is a serious structural deficiency, the engineers are working to get quotes for the installation of a helical foundation pad to correct the settlement. Engineers are estimating that this additional structural work will add 6 weeks onto the end of the projects, which could push the completion date out to May. The engineer's request for proposal is attached, just to kind of provide the documentation of what all was needed. I did include a couple of photos of that floor to ceiling crack that you can see there. There's actually areas where light was coming through from the outside. So unfortunately, it was just one of those things that wasn't visible until you start, tearing apart an old building. And fortunately, we did find it because it was such a serious structural concern that the architect said that, there would have been a point to where they may not have been able to do anything about it.
All right.
And then we also have, some miscellaneous project updates for Restore SGI Stormwater. In the next 2 weeks, we'll be concentrating in the area in front of the beach pit. All pipework and structures will be installed by February 1st, and then the roadway resurfacing and patching will begin thereafter. We will be cognizant of the SGI Shrimp Fest and then also the Chili Cook-Off. So hopefully the roadway resurfacing will be done before Chili Cook-Off. And the county is aware of the other festivals, and we'll try to basically make arrangements where construction work will not be going on during that time. There's also the SGI multi-use path project. That resurfacing work is underway. Unfortunately, with the Triumph Gulf Coast First Responder Communication System project, Triumph did not approve the task order from Omnicon for adding the permitting and preliminary tower site geotech surveys into the Phase 1 design process. So that task order will not be executed by the board. Omnicon will be at your next meeting to present the preliminary system design, and Triumph's opinion on that was they actually wanted to push the permitting and basically the geotech survey work off onto the contractor whenever the construction project began. So Omnicom was just kind of hoping to quicken that process, but they didn't. They felt that that was more of a construction related item to occur in Phase 2. The courtroom renovation project will be re-advertised with additional specifications beginning next week. And then also, economic development consultant Mary Swope is actually representing Franklin County down at a governor's press conference in Steinhatchee this morning. So just wanted to make you all aware of that.
All right. This, is there a reason why the renovation project's being re-advertised?
The courtroom renovation project, the bid that was received was not found to be valid.
Okay.
There was only one bid received.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Ms. Aaron, is what they're doing with this communication system gonna delay it at all? As far as the discussion you're saying here with Triumph and with what's going on?
Well, our hopes were to actually do some of the preliminary work where, essentially once the construction contract was awarded, that those steps would already be complete. So here nor there, it would probably just tag on a couple more months onto the construction process instead of being added on the front end on the design process. So,
Okay.
just a separation of phases. We were a little disappointed that they didn't approve it, but that's okay.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Ms. Griffin?
I have one thing I was gonna update, because I did reach out about what Commissioner Sanders asked. It was about communication with the fire. And this update I got, it was, they got equipment on site. This was December 16th. Got equipment on site last week, and we'll be installing control stations and dispatch this week. We would then have a third piece to add to the sites very soon. Don't have a date on that. We're also waiting to get all the models from the fire departments of radios and pagers so they can reprogram. That was the latest on December 16th, so
Okay.
I'll probably still reach out and get an official
I will.
update.
I'll let you guys know.
So are they, Commissioner Williams, are they communicating with the individual fire departments then, or sheriff's office, or are they communicating with who?
I'm unsure. I'm assuming the sheriff office, but I don't know. But I did reach out independently.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
didn't
they're
update
communicating with
myself.
somebody.
I don't know who they're communicating with.
Well, Commissioner Kroom just said they need a model of the handhelds and the car units that they have, so they will have to reach out to each fire department to get that inventory
Yeah.
report.
That's right.
All right, anyone else? Ms. Aaron, I have a couple of things. I received an email yesterday, and I was gonna get with you after the meeting, but I wanna say it here publicly so I won't forget about it. About over on the island where they're doing some of the road work or laying in pipe. There are some areas, I know they're going back and trying to resurface it and make it usable for now before the paving takes place. But there's some areas, there's big sections, and I have pictures
Okay.
of the pavement missing, and you can't see it till you get in it, and it's causing a pretty significant dip. If you don't see it at all, it's, anyway, it's like having a sign that says dip, and people say, what's the sign say?
Okay.
Oh, it said dip. I mean, you know, it's, so we need to have it looked at if we can. And the other thing is we need to have a conversation later about the tower that the SGI Fire Department is using.
Yeah.
I know you know about that, but we need to have a discussion about that because I think and this is me just understanding what's been told to me, in getting ready for this system that we're about to put in. I think that a contractor has already did some upgrades to a tower, that are more in line with what the county's doing and not what the volunteer fire department's doing. So we need to have a discussion. I think that might be the county's bill, because it's gonna be more for us, not for them. It's kind of beyond what they needed. That might be a discussion we might need to have with that contractor as well. Anyone else? Ms. Aaron, thank you for everything.
Mr. Chairman, real
Thank
quick.
you all.
Aaron, as per our discussion yesterday, if you're ever on this side of the river, get with me. We'll take a look at
Okay.
that. Okay. Just
Gotcha.
remind me as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aaron. Mr. Morrow?
All right, Commissioner, so I have let's see, three action items. The first is that letter that Commissioner Sanders asked that we write to DEP about the septic situation we're having. I got Mr. Steve Patterson, your building official, has been, long before we had that discussion, he's been in constant communication with Gulf County and their building department staff, so he kind of conferred with them, and that the letter you see that's attached is the result of that, him and Mrs. Angela Lawley getting together and writing that letter. The second is the SHIP LHAP update. We are there. We're getting there now, finally. First, let me turn to the clerk and tell her, at some point, I'll do that formally, to thank Linda for all she's done. I know this has caused us some gray hair, but she's helped us so much. So we are now at a point where we have the LHAP. So with these changes to the LHAP, hopefully you'll approve them this morning, and Mr. Rob Deardoff up at Florida Housing will do the same. We can now start to close out, use that money from these prior years and close them out and move along and get some of these projects that we have pending, we can get them done. So that's what the LHAPs update are about. And P&Z appointee, Commissioner Amerson got Ms. Corey Cates to volunteer or voluntold or something to sit on the P&Z board. So those are my three action items that you could do as one, unless you want to discuss any of them, and that's.
Commissioners, y'all want to discuss these items, you want to do them as consent?
I think we can do them as consent.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm fine with consent on these.
all right. Well, I would entertain a motion to approve 1 through 3.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Amison, second by Commissioner Croom. Any discussion, Commissioners? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
Commissioners, item 4, Sheriff Smith, long before the FDOT project started, he had asked, I went out there and looked, he has these pole barns where he stores equipment and a couple other locations out there. He had asked that once the project started, could we get the contractor to come out there and give us a quote to pave under these particular pole barns in different areas he had out there around the jail. I said I would, so Robinson Roberts did. I probably did not add that to my thing. There's one change I wanted to, it's going to come out about $100,000. I think it's 106, Commissioners. I'm sorry I didn't actually put the attachment in there. The whole point of it is to save on mobilization costs, which could run $6,000, $7,000, sometimes $10,000. So that's the reason we waited until the project started. There is $125,000 in your jail maintenance budget, but be aware, if we use those funds to do this paving project, that basically cleans it out, at least $25,000 there for the rest of this fiscal year.
Okay. Is this something we have to decide today?
No, I'm sure we have time with Andy, because they haven't started paving, as you guys can see, between Eastport and Carabel. They're still working on drainage, so I'm sure we have a few weeks.
I'm not trying to mess up their timeline either, but my thought on this is, Michael, and I know Commissioner Ward's not here, I think we need, if the board's okay with it, I think we need to add it to the next meeting and potentially vote on using money from all of our paving funds and not take it from the jail maintenance fund.
You have done that before?
Yes.
On different projects?
So we would all give equal amounts out of our paving budgets and just do it as a county project.
Okay.
But again, she's not here, and I'm one of 4 today, so that's just my thoughts on it.
Okay, so no issue with the project, it's just, you
Nope.
guys want to determine how you actually will fund it, basically? Okay.
So do y'all have any thoughts?
How much do we have in this jail maintenance?
125,
125?
And
and the cost of the
Cost is
paving is
106?
106, I believe, yes.
I will say, as far as, you know, some of the stuff we've saw from Ms. Ginger and them with like the evidence rooms and
Yes.
stuff like that, we really need to be careful flattening out that maintenance fund, because that over
Yes.
the next year, they could potentially need
Yeah,
Yeah,
monies there. And I know if we use that, we can't go back then and give them our road money after they've spent that to kind of,
Yes.
so that's one thought. Just keep that kind of in the back of your mind.
that's part of kind of what I was thinking, Commissioner Anderson, because, so yes, it's all tax dollars, but the money in our paving funds have already been received. And if we spend the money out of this maintenance budget, it's gonna have to be replaced with tax dollars that have not been taken up yet.
I'm gonna do this because I didn't have a chance to do it before. Hey, Aaron, tell me, is there, you think everybody has a decent amount in their paving that we can fund? They can split the cost?
Yeah, I would think that would be possible.
Thank
I mean,
you.
we would want to get a quote, of course. The quote for the jail?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The quote for the jail should not be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael,
Sir?
I'd like to see a quote from the jail and, I guess, the location. I want to figure out where are they paving?
Oh, all the spots? Okay,
Yes.
I'll get that done for you, sir.
'Cause I know quite a good little bit has been done, so
Yeah.
just want to figure out where this is going.
Well, Commissioner Crew, do you want to put that in a motion and bring this discussion back to our next meeting for approval?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll second.
so we do have a
Make a
motion to do those things from Commissioner Crew, seconded by Commissioner Amison. So we're gonna defer this to the next meeting. Michael, you're gonna come back with a quote. You're also gonna come back with, some kind of visual or something that shows exactly where it's being paved. And then we as a full board can consider using money from each district's paving funds to do this
Okay.
job.
Yep.
That's what I understood the motion to be.
Yes.
Is everybody good?
That's correct.
Okay. We do have a motion second. Any discussion, commissioners? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. 4-0.
Okay. Item 5, some fact training. So, you know, Commissioner Kuma has been talking about first the meeting he had with the directors, some of the feedback he got from the directors. So he reached out to fact, and okay, Mr. Chairman, go ahead. Denise
Vogelsang.
said that she would, in fact, she told us this, like, all these years of work, I've never known this. All the training that you see listed there, they do that for free, along with a meal, mind you. So Commissioner Kroom and I, we met with her, and we reviewed the list, and it is our thought that the first 2, she can do 2 classes at a time, and probably only have 2 sessions, 2 or 3 sessions per year, Commissioner Kroom, is what she said, I
Yes, I
believe.
think that's what she
And
said.
so the first 2, we think the most important are customer service, you know, for all county employees that deal with the public.
Yes.
And the other is the First Amendment auditors, how to deal with them. First Amendment auditors, or, yeah, if anybody does anything on social media knows about, you know, they come, they go into, not just
Have your
government
phone
offices.
trying to record you,
Yeah, and they walk around with this camera in your face and, you know. if
provoking you, or
Yes.
trying to provoke
So,
you.
we would like to know how to deal with that when it comes in a proper manner, so we don't do something that would actually cost the county any litigation costs.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I know this would be new for us, as far as classes that our employees are taking, but I want to clarify what I think I heard you say. So these classes would be for the employees, that their positions call for these classes?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Like,
that I'm good with,
yes, like you see one for defensive driving.
yes.
Some people might think I do need a class. However, you know, that would be more so for like the drivers you have on the field that are delivering, you know, that deal with the
Containers.
Yes.
all the
stuff,
yeah, recycle, you know, so yes, Mr. Chairman, yes, these would be job, specific,
Yeah.
job appropriate.
Yeah, as long as we're not trying to do whole departments and shutting down everything for, you know what I mean? That's
No,
what I was asking.
No, and this also covers, again, the clerk's office, the tax collector, property appraiser. Am I missing anybody else that's part of the list that falls under fact, for the insurance? Oh, supervisor of elections, thank you for that. They will all be,
So they can attend if they want to.
yes,
Right.
invited to the
We'll
class.
extend we'll extend that invitation.
Exactly.
To them.
Hey, Dan.
I will invite them to that,
Mr. Chair.
to the class.
Back to what you were saying, shouldn't the directors pretty much, say, okay, look, Joe and
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
go to defensive driving
Right.
because you're
Yes.
on the road. I mean,
Yes.
they're the ones that need
So-
to kind of,
Exactly, sir. So, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. So the same invite I would send to the clerk and say, hey, if any of your employees benefit from this class, I'll send it to your department directors. Hey, which one of your employees would benefit from this class? And actually, we have a tentative date of March 25th, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, she sent
Yes.
out March.
So, yes, so the class will be at this time, it'll either have breakfast or lunch, depending on the time of the class, it will hopefully, they will hopefully attend,
I believe by
to
doing
benefit.
that, by allowing the directors to handle that kind of defeat what
Yes.
you was worried
Yeah.
about, potentially having a lack of service somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
They know where their guys gotta be at more so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they already been, the directors, some of them, majority of them have already sent information on that.
Okay.
okay,
We want their input. That's their people. I mean, they're their
Right.
immediate line supervisor. At the same time, I feel, the best interest of this, or support of this board to, support our employees in this, because just like we have to go get trainings all the time, stuff changes.
Yes.
Laws change, so.
yeah.
Well, and we've been very lucky. We have a workforce that is pretty much stable, and we don't have a lot of turnover. So that happens a lot. But one thing that I do like to see is when somebody comes from a rank and file position up into a management position, there does need to be some training.
Leadership.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Item 6 right there, leadership.
But we
county
haven't
government
had
that
a
way.
lot of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Chairman, I know you talked about closing offices. I would tell you, it will be tough because everybody in the building department, let me not say this one, should participate in the customer service because they all deal with customers.
Right.
With Bree, she has
Yes.
her zoning clerk, could attend and Bree could cover the office. Then billing, I guess I take it back. Steve could cover the office on that day, the billing official.
You can do it.
Don't
for-
laugh, Commissioner Amos.
You can do
Yes.
it for all that applies. What I was trying to say, and I probably didn't say it well, is we don't want the entire administration office, the entire planning building, all that.
Yeah.
And all the road department and all the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And everything shut down for 3 hours while
And some
we're
of them-
doing the class.
But
That's
doesn't
all I was
benefit, and it
getting at.
doesn't benefit half of those that's in there. I hear you, sir.
Yes. I think, just like the other commissioners have said, we would encourage all that these classes apply to
Yeah.
be able to attend those classes.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So, basically, I'm just looking for your approval to move forward with these first two classes. I wanted to make sure you guys didn't think any other of the classes was more important than these two.
Commissioner Sanders, you kind of hit on something from speaking with some of the directors. We have several of our people, especially in the road department, will be eligible for retirement. So that is one of the gaps that we're going to be having here soon to deal with.
Yeah, well, maybe toward the end of the year, we need to look at the leadership in county government class.
That might be the next two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll go to that one.
Yes. Right?
Got them all the way across the board because you got to have it. Looking
Yes.
at the drop.
Yes. All right, so you do need a motion and vote from us, correct?
Yes, basically.
I'll make a
Kind of
motion.
want your support.
All right.
sis.
Second is
We have a motion from Commissioner Croom, second by Commissioner Amison, and we are letting all the department directors know and all the constitutionals know that these classes are going to be made available on this date, and we're asking them to send some of their people for the appropriate training.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's being provided by the Association of Counties, and it's not costing the county a dime.
And actually, I will bring the actual invite before the board as an information,
Yes.
just in case you guys,
Okay.
I could tweak it a little bit, okay?
All right. Any more discussion before we vote? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
All right, so the rest of my items are informational. In front of you, you have the organizational chart that Commissioner Kroom has been working on with staff's assistant. With Commissioner Ward is not here today, and I'm sure you guys may have some feedback on it. Please send that to me so that before the next meeting, Commissioner Kroom and I could sit down and discuss some of your feedback and see how we will, if there's any changes and how we would change and how we would look. Okay? Now, it's funny that Dan is here, because I know he looked up like, what? That's not why I'm here, Marone. So item 7. So I did have a meeting as directed, Aaron and I, with the city manager about the animal control, the outstanding animal control invoices that we have. And we gave him some background, and up to last night, when I left here and I went to the grocery store, he was there in the grocery store, we talked some more. So there's a couple of things he needs, some agreements. I told him I would ask Attorney Schuler and Dan to get with him to get those agreements, and he said he will have those invoices paid. Once he gets the proper paperwork, he'll get those paid. We also talked about road cuts. He said that he rode around with Commissioner Amison, and he said he really was embarrassed that some of the cuts that the city had made was left in the manner they were. And so I forwarded him ordinance 84 something or the other about the road cuts, and he would say they would, for henceforth, they will follow proper procedure. If they need to cut a road, they will contact, I guess it will be me, about that. Actually, no, the ordinance calls for them to contact the road department. So they will get a permit from the road department before they cut any other roads. And that was a very pleasant meeting, really good. It went well.
Mr. Chair, I got a quick question. What about the current cuts? Are we gonna, do I need to just go ahead? I spoke with Erin the other day.
Yeah.
And told her, I said, I'm gonna get with Buster and you, and we're just gonna take a ride, mark all this, and let's just get it fixed.
Yeah, that's
Because I can tell you, after me and Chuck had the meeting, I asked him to ride with me. I just got on Prado.
Yeah.
Set the cruise control on the speed limit and let that F-350 jar. It was like, I mean, I let out, we had full effect. So, it's just a continuing problem. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get some quotes and get it.
Yeah, let's
fixed.
get some quotes and see, and we can.
I know I've got some constituents that are very frustrated.
Yes,
So.
we'll get the quotes, and we'll, for giggles, we'll just send the city a copy of the quote and see how that works out.
All right.
Don't listen, Dan. So, that's that. Item 8 is that letter I sent you. I also sent you MediaCom's rate increases. That's it mostly for TV. I didn't see anything there for internet increases. And your meeting dates for the remainder of the month. Tuesday. And I think that's all I have for you on this fine day, Commissioners.
All right.
Oh, no, I have a written note. What was blinking in East Point as of yesterday?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Yellow.
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it ain't functioning.
And they should be active on, now,
12th or 13th.
they
Yeah, I
told
got
me
a
the
letter.
12th, but the chairman got a letter from FDOT saying the 13th.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
they have the electronic billboard signs.
Yes.
I am sure, and I'm saying this publicly, maybe you'll get the hint, I'll just call it myself, the sheriff may want to put a couple deputies on each side with flashing lights the first few days.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a time on the corner of 12th Street and Avenue E, when they first put that light up, whoosh, I went straight through it, son.
It's
So,
still like that.
well,
I ain't said that.
No,
We
you're
are in
right.
the public meeting.
yeah, Commissioner Sanders, I'm with the chairman
No,
there,
you're
be
right,
careful.
'cause I was coming by the school and a white truck, I'm not gonna say who it was like this right here, 'cause I waved to him. And I was grousing, man.
So,
I mean, it's still like that.
that is the one in East Point is That's a big change, y'all.
I will tell you, that was
It's
Monday.
needed.
And Monday
Yeah.
morning, I went through there just before daylight, nothing was flashing, and when I came back at 6:15 that evening, it caught my eye.
Yeah.
As soon as I passed Pentecost and looked up, and I was like, what in the world? Because I was just, it's gonna be hard to miss that one, I'm just gonna tell you.
Should be hard to miss.
It was flashing when I came through and was getting, while it was flashing, we was getting the same reaction that we get at this caution light down here. People didn't know what to do from Georgia.
Yep, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
So just be ready for that. Oh, and one more thing. Well, this is my last one more thing. I did have a conversation with DOT about all the traffic signs, I'm sorry, the no parking signs on the causeway.
Yes.
So it's so funny. I'm going to the East Point office on Monday. Somebody's parked right next to the no parking sign. But anyway, they said they're looking at our options to see what they can do to change it and let me know. They're about to close out that portion of the project. So it was, the timing was Benny from, they're not Ferroville. What are they now?
My thought was,
But anyway, Benny helped me out a lot on that deal.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, go ahead, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
I was just gonna say, my thought was, why just didn't they do something that you could park on, but do the same thing as far as holding back whatever the water, whatever they were trying to do, because it was a stabilization project to stabilize, right, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I just didn't see why they couldn't take and do something to accommodate both of.
Okay.
Now, I was just gonna say, Mr. Chairman, I can take you right now, we got 2 no dumping signs, probably about from here to that wall apart, and guess what? They dump right in the middle of the 2 signs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can kinda understand the frustration because, but at the end of the day, like you said, there's a sign right there, somebody's gonna be parked there.
Yeah, if
It's
someone
just-
has an emergency, commissioners, they're gonna pull off.
Yep, they are.
Up they are.
Period.
Yeah. If there's a space to pull off, they're gonna pull
As
off.
they should.
Yes.
I mean, but, obviously if a law officer rides by there and someone's sitting there changing a flat tire, that's
That's
One
different.
thing.
That's one
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Well, I was on my bike the other day and about to get caught in the rain. I need to pull over, put my wetsuit on, and I'm like, man, let me turn back around. I'm not gonna park right here.
Oh, motorcycle. I was thinking a bicycle. I was gonna say, what?
So I didn't park there. I was reminded about all the signs.
Y'all have anything else for Mr. Morone, Commissioners? All right. Before we go to the public hearings, let's take a 5-minute recess. Franklin County Board of County Commissioners now back in session. Attorney Schuler, do we want to do your report first or go straight to these public hearings?
Since the public hearings were scheduled to start at 10, Mr. Chairman, if it's okay with you and the
Okay.
board, we'll proceed with the public hearings.
Okay, yep.
We have 5 of them to go through.
Yes.
The first public hearing was scheduled for 10 a.m. or as soon thereafter as is possible. The first ordinance for the public hearing is an ordinance amending the Franklin County Comprehensive Plan to adopt a new 5-year schedule of capital improvements, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict and providing for an effective date. The board has previously reviewed and approved the attachment to the ordinance, which is the actual capital improvements that are being scheduled over the next 5 years. I did receive an email from Ms. Erin Griffith during the holiday break. She tells me that there is one amendment that she would like to have included on that capital improvement schedule. It is for Lighthouse Road, and I believe an estimated cost of $2 million. I don't believe there's any problem with the board adding that into this capital improvement schedule. I don't know if Ms. Griffith is on the line or she has any comment to add to this, but at this point, unless the board has any questions for me, it would be appropriate to take, or any questions from Ms. Griffith. If not, it would be appropriate for the board to take public comment before you make a decision on the ordinance.
Okay. Do you have any questions, commissioners, for Attorney Schuler or for Ms. Griffith?
I've got a question right here. Down here you got Kentucky Avenue, which we know where that's at. That's where the flooding occurred back last year, 2024.
Correct.
And it says $1.5 million grant funding. Does that mean that we're actually going to do that project, or we're just putting it in there and maybe a pie in the sky later on we'll grab it out of the thing, or what?
Your capital improvement schedule is essentially like the board's wish list. So a lot of times when we do grant applications, sometimes the applications will actually say, is this improvement listed on the capital improvement schedule? So that's one reason why we try to have a comprehensive list. You will see that one on there. However, we have not identified a funding source. So that's why it says unfunded and grant funding as the hopeful funding source on that one.
I just wanted to make sure. I know the funding, this is what I saw before, and this is kind of like different. But, okay, because what I thought was going to be 2030, but we've got it down in 2030, 31. I just want to make sure that we don't lose perspective on that, because that is a problem.
Any other questions, commissioners, or concerns? All right, then I would open the floor for public comment. Is there anyone in the room who wishes to comment publicly about this schedule? This is a public hearing. You do not have to have filled out a speaker card. You do have a right to speak. Mr. Rome, is anyone attending via Zoom that would like to raise their hand?
The chairman has called for public comments. If you're attending by Zoom, please indicate by raising your hand on your device, and you can address the board. You did not have to fill out a speaker card to address the board on this particular item. Mr. Chairman, no hands raised.
Mr. Chairman, if the board has no further questions, the recommendation is for the board to approve the ordinance, including the addition of the Lighthouse Road widening and resurfacing with an estimated cost of $2 million, which is currently unfunded, and there's the possible funding sources listed as an FDOT grant.
Okay, I do have one question before we do that, though. Ms. Erin, I see on here there's a list of a lot of different roads. Some of them have been done or show that they're being done in 25, 26.
That's correct.
Okay, should there be, I don't see the inclusion of the paving that's taking place that should be starting soon from Taylor's and East Point all the way to the Carabel Bridge.
That is not included on this list because it is that is actually a Florida Department of Transportation project.
Okay, that works for me. I just wanted to clarify before we approve. All right. Any other discussion, board? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I do have a quick question.
All right.
Aaron, this is Commissioner Ameson, on that C30A, right there from 11 Mile to the highway, is that actually, that's not going all the way from 11 Mile to the highway, correct? I mean, because I've come down that the other day, and I believe that where they did the construction up to about where you can see the bay right there. I want to say it's at 9 Mile or maybe 10. Is that what you're referring to? Is that section?
It is, it should be the very last segment.
Okay, all right, okay, that's all it was. That's what I'm
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
so moved.
All right, we have a motion to adopt from Commissioner Amison,
Second.
second by Commissioner Croom.
Just to confirm for the record, that is with the addition of the Lighthouse Road improvements that I mentioned in my presentation.
Do I need to amend my motion?
No, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. He said yes, it was in his motion.
Yes. Is that also included in your second, Commissioner Croom?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners.
All right. Any more discussion before we vote?
I did, one question.
Yes.
If we're adding the Lighthouse Road, Aaron, when with the funding, when are you gonna pitch the funding? Is it gonna be 2027, 2030, or when?
Well, with that one, we would actually be submitting a grant application this current cycle, which will actually be closing in March. So at the next meeting, I'll be presenting kind of the slate of roads for you all. In the queue thus far, I believe we're going to resubmit for Lake Morality Road. We're going to do C30 Gulf Avenue to try to actually include some of that shoulder stabilization work that was not funded by FEMA. And then also we were going to try again for 4th Street in East Point. And there's one more roadway segment that's escaping me at the moment. But yes, I will have that on my report for the next board
Okay,
meeting.
thank you.
All right. Any additional discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
May I proceed with the next public hearing?
Please.
All right, Commissioners, the second public hearing consists of 2 steps. The first step is a public hearing to consider a change in the land use. After the board takes action and completes that public hearing, you would then move to the second step, which is a request for zoning on the same parcel of land. These requests for the land use change and the zoning change comes to you with a recommendation for approval from your Planning and Zoning Commission. I spoke with your County Planner, Ms. Bree Robinson, and she has no objection if the board should elect to approve both of these ordinances. So with that, the first public hearing is a ordinance amending the Franklin County Comprehensive Plan to change the permitted land use of a parcel of land in Franklin County, Florida from agricultural to commercial, more particularly described as a parcel of land at 216 Airport Road, Carabel, Florida, lying in Section 25, Township 7 South, Range 5 West, parcel number 2507S05W. 0000-0011-0010 as shown on the attached map to be changed from agricultural to commercial. And if the board has no questions from me, you have the map that is attached to your notice of land use that shows the location of the parcel. And if there are no questions, it would be appropriate to take public comment on this request to change the land use from agricultural to commercial.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Commissioners?
One.
Okay.
Bree, how many acres is this?
9.218 acres, Commissioner.
Okay. I didn't see it on here anywhere. All right.
Any other questions? All right. There are no questions. We will take public comment at this time. Is there anyone in the room that wishes to speak publicly? Mr. Merle, what about hands raised on Zoom?
Anyone in Zoom would like to comment on the land use change at 216 Airport Road? The chairman has opened the floor for public comments. Please indicate by raising your hand on your device if you'd like to speak to the board. Address the board. No hands raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions questions or concerns? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the land use change going from agricultural to commercial at 216 Airport Road, Carabel, Florida.
All right.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Sanders. It's been seconded by Commissioner Croom. Any additional discussion, Commissioners, before we vote? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
That concludes that public hearing. May I proceed with the next public hearing?
Please.
All right, Mr. Chairman, this is a public hearing to consider a zoning change on the same parcel of land located at 216 Airport Road, Carabel, Florida. It is, again, a 9.218 acre parcel of land, and the request is to change the zoning from A2 Forestry Agricultural to C2 Commercial Business District. And again, this does come to you with a recommendation for approval from your Planning and Zoning Commission. And I have, again, spoken with your county planner, and she was out without any objection if the board wants to approve the adoption of this zoning change.
All right. Commissioners, do you have any questions or concerns for Attorney Schuler or Ms. Robinson, the county planner? All right, seeing none, I would call for public comment. Is there anyone in the room that would wish to comment on this publicly before the board considers any action? Anyone at all? All right, seeing none, what about via Zoom, Mr. Morone?
If you're attending via Zoom, the chairman has called for public comments for a zoning change at 216 Airport Road. If you'd like to address the board, please indicate by raising your hand on your device. No hands raised, sir.
All right. What is the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve from Commissioner Amison,
Second.
second by Commissioner Croom. Any additional discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's a 4-0 vote.
Okay, that concludes that public hearing. May I proceed with the next public hearing, Mr. Chairman?
Please.
All right, Mr. Chairman, the next public hearing is a request to change the land use on a parcel of land located at 595 Highway 98, East Point, Florida, lying in Section 29, Township 8 South, Range 6 West, parcel number 29-08S-06W-0000-0410-0010, to be changed from commercial to residential. This property is located between 6th and 7th Street on Highway 98 in East Point, and the parcel of land is 0.01 acres in size. This comes to you with a recommendation for approval from your Planning and Zoning Commission. And again, I have spoken with your county planner, Ms. Bree Robinson, and she was without objection if the board were to choose to adopt this ordinance as presented.
All right. Any questions, Commissioners? I do have one. So this property is interesting, there's C1 that far down. Is it the property that size because of erosion, or that it's in the middle of existing property that's a different?
I would assume it is a result of erosion
Okay.
because it is on the bay side of Highway 98. And
Right.
we all know from having lived here, that area has eroded greatly over the course of the last 40
Okay.
or 50 years.
It's just not 100% clear from the drawing, that's why I asked.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's just like a little block drawn, and I was like, anyway. All right, yes, ma'am.
What street does it, what street is next to this piece of property?
It is 7th Street.
6th and
Street?
7th,
Yes,
yeah.
between 6th and 7th Street.
So it's right past where you turn to go to the fire department, and the next street where Kim and Ken Taylor,
Yeah.
not Taylor, but
Yeah.
Fish live.
Is it even buildable?
No, it's not, but it's a C1, they can only use C1 uses, they can't use it for anything else, they can't put a dock, they can't do anything.
Okay.
Because it's a C1
That's-
use, yes.
That's what I was fixing to say, didn't
Right.
I got
do a
you.
dock there or
Right.
something?
All right. If there are no other questions, I will open up for public comment.
Yes.
Anyone in the room that wishes to speak publicly on this item? All right, Mr. Roll.
There is one hand raised. If
Okay.
anybody else would like to raise their hands for the land use change at 595 Highway 98, you can also raise your hands. Bree told me Taylor Hall is in fact the applicant, so I'm going to unmute so they can talk.
Okay.
Taylor Hall, if you would unmute on your end, you can address the Board of County Commissioners. Not sure if they're having issues on their end. Let me ask one more time. Yeah, they have to unmute on their end, and I can't control that part, Commissioner.
All right. So Commissioners, do you have any other concerns or questions, or?
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, now you're
Okay.
unmuted.
Okay, sorry about that.
We can hear you loud and clear.
I was having issues. I apologize.
That's
Yes, so
okay.
we want to put in a dock, and we purchased this property about 7 months ago, had it surveyed, everything was done with our due diligence, and there was no mention of that being a commercial piece of land until we actually put in our dock application.
Right.
So that's what we're wanting to do.
All right. Commissioners, do you have any questions for this gentleman since he is the property owner? Thank you, sir. We appreciate your input. All right. Any other questions, Commissioners? If not, what is the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve the land use change going from commercial to residential.
I second her motion.
All right. So we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Sanders. That's been seconded by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion before we cast a vote here? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous, 4-0.
Commissioners, that concludes that public hearing. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'll move to the final public hearing.
Please.
Commissioner, this is your fifth and final public hearing. It is a request to change the zoning on the same parcel of land that you just considered at your last public hearing. And the request is to change the zoning of that property from C1 commercial fishing to R4 single family home residential, family home industry, which would be consistent with the zoning that is immediately across the highway from the C1 zone property. Mr. Taylor Hall owns that R4 property, as he just described to you in his public comments in the last public hearing. And again, the size of the property that's being requested for the rezoning is a 0.01 acre, more or less, parcel of land located at 595 Highway 98, East Point, Florida. Again, this comes to you with a recommendation for approval from the Planning and Zoning Commission. And your county planner, Bree Robinson, has informed me she has no objection if the board should elect to adopt this ordinance changing the zoning as described.
All right. Any questions, Commissioners? Or concerns? All right, I would open up for public comment. Anyone in the room that wishes to speak, now is the time for public comment before the board considers this possible change in zoning. Mr. Wrong, what about via Zoom?
If you're on Zoom, attending by Zoom, once again, the chairman has opened the floor for public comment for zoning change, proposed zoning change at 595 Highway 98. Now is your opportunity to address the Board of County Commissioners. Do so by raising your hand on your device. No hands raised.
All right. So Commissioners, we're back to us. If you have any questions, we can have those now. If you do not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
I second.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Croom, second by Commissioner Amison. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That's unanimous.
Commissioners, that concludes the fifth and final public hearing.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, do you want me to move right into my report? We've handled all the action items on my report, they're just informational items.
Please, let's talk about those informational items.
Good news, huh?
Yes, yes.
Good news. No more action items on my report, Commissioners, but there are some informational items, one of which is not on my report, but it is just for the public's notice that the advertisement for the notice of the public workshop to consider code enforcement that is scheduled for January the 20th at 26 at 1:30 p.m. will occur here at 34 Forbes Street on that date and time. Again, that is a workshop concerning code enforcement. And then the other informational items on my report is just informing the board of the possibility of a foreclosure on a property that the county provided the CDBG grant on. That property was lost in a tax sale because the individual who got the CDBG grant did not pay the taxes. There was a tax deed sale on the property. The county's tax lien, although most tax liens, all liens are for the most part wiped out when you have a tax deed sale. There's a specific statute that allows for the survival of the county's lien. It's in the approximate amount of $43,000 that's left over after the application of the surplus funds from the tax deed sale. I have sent a letter to the individual who was a successful purchaser of the tax deed sale, giving them an opportunity until January the 15th to let me know whether they intend to pay off the balance owed to the county or not. I'll report back at your next meeting as to whether or not I've heard from them. If I haven't heard back from them, I'll ask the board for permission to proceed with a foreclosure action. Then an update on the land swap with Duke Energy. I'll also tell you, I believe Josh Stevens with Dewberry has done a great job given the holidays to get the work order completed. He tells me that the crew was out there in the field, I believe either just before the new year or just after the new year, and he expects to have all those finalized plans ready by the middle of January to submit to Duke Energy. So kudos to Josh Stevens. Anyway, I really appreciate him kicking that thing to the top of the list. But
Yep.
That concludes my report, Commissioners.
Okay. Commissioners, do y'all have any questions for Attorney Schuler about anything else?
You said something on January 26th. What was that? Code enforcement?
The board had directed me last year to schedule a workshop regarding code enforcement. That direction was given to me after we had the last public hearing on a code enforcement ordinance I had presented. There were some concerns that the board expressed. I believe one of the commissioners referred to it potentially as looking a little bit like an HOA.
Yes.
And so the board just had some concerns about that ordinance and the depth and the complexity and the detail of it. And so the board wanted to have a workshop to discuss code enforcement in general, and I believe that proposed ordinance in particular. And then you will give me some guidance on how to proceed following that workshop.
For some reason I didn't
And
know
that's
that on the
January the
calendar.
20th at 1:30.
20th.
January the 20th,
Okay.
26th.
Same day as our meeting.
I got
1:30.
you.
Same day as your next meeting in the afternoon.
For some reason I thought I heard 26.
I'm sorry, did I say, I'm sorry. If
I don't
said-
know,
If I
but I
said
wrote
January
26
26th,
down.
I apologize. It's
I didn't have it on the
January
calendar,
20th.
so I'm like,
January the 20th,
20th.
2026.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else have something for Attorney Schuler?
Just real, that workshop scheduled for what time?
1:30.
1:30
All right, I had
p.m.
that in there, I was making sure. Make sure it wasn't 11 or something.
All right.
I sent you an email earlier about that settlement stuff that you sent us.
Yes, sir. Since we don't have a full board.
Right.
Commissioner, I was going to bring that up in the next meeting.
Okay. Before that next meeting, I want to review one of the case files.
Sure.
Okay. Just let me know when you're available and I'll stop by.
Okay. Yeah, that actually is all available on the clerk's online docket, but I will provide a link to you so you can peruse
Please
that
do.
at your leisure.
Okay.
All right. So if there's nothing else for Attorney Schuler, we're at Commissioner comments.
I got a comment.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, y'all know I've always got a comment. I want to let y'all know that I got up bright and early on January 1st to go see those oyster boats go out in that bay. And I can tell you, it was a tearjerker to know that after 5.5 years that we finally worked through everything, and FWC was okay with it enough to open up that bay and put some of the people back to work. I know a lot of people have been saying, well, 31 bags, that's not very many oysters, but it is when you didn't oysters none 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
It's something. So I just want to say that God has been blessing us every day, and the people, and they are, the people were just excited. Although it's a lot of stuff, and we'll discuss that at another meeting because it'll take a whole meeting probably to discuss it. Although there's a lot of things to it, like I tell them, the bay is open. The bay is open.
It is.
So, and that's what that's the only thing I can see. I can tell you I had some of them, and they are Apalachicola Bay oysters, and it just seems good to have that, and everything that goes with it. But the people are excited about it. That's some of them sad because they didn't get it. I don't know why they didn't get the permits, but I'm just glad. And the one question I wanted to ask, if somebody can find out an answer for me, is if toward the end of the season, I know they had something over 4,900 bag limit for the whole 2 months. 4,600. If they don't reach that 4,600 bag by February 20th or something like that, how do they intend to make that limit? Are they going to allow the other people to come in there and do that? So that's what we need to know.
I can probably answer that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can answer that.
You can answer?
Yeah, what they're gonna do is if they don't make the 4,600, then when they go back before they open in October, they're gonna do us another sample.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
gonna be based, it's not gonna be 4,600 in October, I mean.
Yeah.
It'll be based on what they got. So
Yeah.
if they don't catch them, it'll be added to what they're gonna allow to be caught.
Yeah, that's
If they
good.
meet that 400 bag threshold, then they get, formulate how many
Yeah.
bags are available, and then it'll go
that's
back
good.
through a new formula.
I can tell you, there ain't nothing wrong with them Apalachicola oysters out there other than they hadn't been worked because it was hard to get into that shell on some of them, and that's from not being worked. Had they been worked and rolled and tossed and turned, you wouldn't have seen that hard a time. But anyway, and I'm so grateful that bay is open, and my thanks go out to the people that's connected with it and worked so hard, and this board did, and each commissioner did, and I think we really looked out for the people. We wanted more, but you can't really be greedy about it. Just knowing that the bay is open is good to me.
It is good, Commissioner. So along that same line, I had a discussion with several people in the last week since the bay's been open. And I explained to them, and it probably was more than what maybe I've expressed to people before. I said, look, yes, there are things that none of us still don't like about the situation. But it got to a point where it looked like we could fight over 12 to 15 things and not have the bay open, or we could concentrate on 3 and 4 and try to get movement and go ahead and get the bay open.
Right.
And I believe this board chose to try to get the bay open.
Yeah.
And so I is it perfect? No, but it wasn't perfect before. It never has been. But it is open. So I'm thankful for that as well. Mr. Brown, I want to ask you a question. I know we're in commissioner comments, and I forgot about this earlier. It's nothing I don't think we need action on, because I want to ask you to bring us back a quote. Since we were talking about doing paving at the jail, can you please get us a quote that'll show the same things we talked about earlier for the East Point Library?
Okay.
For the board to consider us paving that as well?
The entrance road or
The entrance road and the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, because it sticks out like a sore thumb since we finally got to pave Hickory Dip. And we're constantly working on the road, and it's just an issue. But anyway, for the board's consideration, please. Anyone else? Commissioner comments?
I got one thing. It was just a reminder for the public and ourselves. On Sunday, January 18th, this year, will be the Dr. Martin Luther King commemorative celebration, and it's moved to Holy Family since the Armory. It's on renovation. So starts at 4 p.m. Motorcade is at 3.
Right.
So,
Anyone else, commissioner comments? All right, meeting is adjourned.